So I've played every single Battlefield release, all the way from Battlefield 1942, way back at the beginning, like probably 2002, around that era, all the way to right here, Battlefield 1, the Apocalypse DLC, the very latest release in 2018 from Battlefield 1. And there's one thing that we've never seen in this entire series. Unlike other first-person shooters, we've never seen AI players. We'll call them bots. Basically, if you're not familiar, that's artificial intelligence. That's the computer playing as other players versus or with actual human players in the game. Now, what DICE has been testing is actual AI bots, AI players in Battlefield 1, and I'm going to post a link down in the description below to the actual video that DICE actually showed us the results. I don't even want to call them results because it's still a work in progress, but they are using testing, they are working with AI players in Battlefield 1 right now. Now, before we go into further into the video, I'm going to tell you exactly when DICE expects to bring them to the Battlefield series. We're going to get into that momentarily, but first of all, I just want to say, having AI players in a game like Battlefield, in my opinion, before we get into this, in my opinion, could be totally destructive to the whole element that makes Battlefield Battlefield. Hear me out. In Battlefield, the one cool thing, the one crazy awesome thing about Battlefield is when you see a vehicle incoming, it's controlled by another player such as yourself. When you see a ton of enemies rounding a hill, when you see a ton of enemies rounding the corner, those are played by other players such as yourself. Hopefully, and for the most part, they're highly intelligent. Sometimes they're not. But there is the human element at the other end of that controller, at the other end of that internet connection that is controlling that said player on the map. To me personally, that is one thing that sets Battlefield aside from other first-person shooters that do allow for the bots, that do have bots. Now, the one thing that I found in first-person shooters when it comes to bots is that you can actually take them out, and sometimes they can take you out with just a simple, just quick headshot. Guess what? They're bots. They're bots. They have ridiculously accurate aim, unless it's written into the algorithm that they shouldn't have ridiculously accurate aim. I just think it's totally unfair. Now, as far as what DICE is testing right now, is they're testing these bots out, but it's something of a learned behavior. As explained in this video here, these bots are not like your normal bots, your everyday bots in first-person shooters that either go to objective, shoot, target, and respawn. Supposedly, there's some type of learning element to these bots. Now, what DICE has called it is actually SEED, and that's called Search for Extraordinary Experiences Division. So basically what they're explaining is they want these bots to not just follow objectives that are written out for them, but to basically learn and understand what pros and cons are and actually be rewarded for their activities after they complete different objectives. And they want this sort of learning element. I say quote unquote, if you could see my hands, quote unquote learning elements to these bots. They want them to actually adjust their activities based on what's going on during the gameplay. Now, I told you guys I'd let you know when this is coming. Don't worry. Bots are not actually coming to the very next installment of Battlefield. That's Battlefield 2018 supposedly, but they're actually saying that we could expect them in the next future Battlefield release. Again, not Battlefield 2018, Battlefield 5, whatever it's called, but in the next Battlefield series. Let me know what you guys think down below. Check out the link to this video. My personal thoughts on Battlefield 1 bots is just the fact of no, man. I love the human element and the fact that I can sneak up on certain players and that they can't just spin around halfway across the map and headshot me. Now, very quickly, before I actually end this video, they actually explain that these bots, sometimes they acted accordingly, but at sometimes they just ran around in circles, or in order to scan the area for enemies, their behavior, they would basically move and basically spin around in a 360 to scan the area and see if there were any enemies around. Now, myself personally, that could be detrimental to the Battlefield series. Wide open maps if you've got these AI bots spinning around looking for enemy players, which they basically call scanning. But again, down below in the description, check out the link to the video. You can actually see these bots in action, actually see what they do, and they actually give a brief explanation. In addition to the video, I'm also going to post a link to an actual article on TheVerge.com that goes into further detail about this AI technology. If you want to check that out, that'll be in the description below as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy Rump Spanker, and until next time, I'm out of here.